What's going on, everybody? Kennybomb is in the building, and Dragon Ball Sparking Zero came so close to having the perfect roster, but unfortunately, they missed out on a few key fighters. Now, don't get me wrong, this roster is still very good, and I think after about 2 DLC packs, we will in fact be able to say this is the best Dragon Ball roster of all time. Now, we already know we're getting 1 DLC pack that's going to give us some very important characters. I mean, come on. Orange Piccolo, Beast Gohan, these characters are game changers on their own, especially Orange Piccolo. But there are still 6 fighters that I need to see added to this roster in order for it to reach perfection. And that's where I need them to give us the ultimate DLC pack. What fighters would be included in this pack? Well, let's talk about it. But first, if you're excited for Sparking Zero and you want to see more content on this channel, let me know by dropping a like on this video. But don't forget to smash that subscribe button, because if you want the content, I'm going to bring it, especially after release. Now let's get into it.
Run, boy, they coming on.
Alright, so as stated in the opening, we already know we're getting the Dragon Ball superhero characters. I believe they already confirmed we were getting like a Dragon Ball Daima DLC pack as well. Let me know if that's for sure in the comment section, but we don't even know what's going to happen with those characters, so we'll see how they turn out. In this video, we are focusing strictly on Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, maybe a little bit of Dragon Ball Super. Oh yeah, and Dragon Ball AF. Definitely can't forget about that one. But we have 6 character spots on the board. What characters do we need added in this ultimate DLC pack to make this roster perfect? Let's jump right into it. So the first character we have here, this one's special to me. I don't want to hear it's not canon. We got what if stories in the game, so they can definitely get him in there. Maybe he's hidden. We don't know yet. This first character is Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Now, we had him in the game before. So again, don't tell me it can't happen. I'm a big Vegeta guy. And I do complain about the same characters taking up so many spots on the roster, but I need all the Vegetas you can give me. You gave me Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta before, so I need him back in Sparking Zero, especially with 180 characters on the roster. Now, again, we are supposed to be getting Daima characters, and that happens before Dragon Ball Super, so I'm hoping something happens in there where Vegeta turns Super Saiyan 3, because I'll even take it if he's a kid. I just need Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta on this roster, so hopefully they make it happen. I mean, Super Saiyan 4 is the coolest Super Saiyan form, but Super Saiyan 3 is right behind it, and it's Skip Vegeta. What are we doing? Let's go ahead and move on to the next character. Now, I told y'all, I'm a big Vegeta guy, so we got another Vegeta on the board, but it's not the Prince of all Saiyans. We have King Vegeta. Now, this is another character that we've had in Tenkaichi 3. So when they showed us that big character board letting us know how many characters were going to be on the roster, this is one of the names I was waiting for. But I'll tell you what, I'm not surprised he didn't make it. I don't know what's going on with the Dragon Ball creators, but they hate Vegeta, the most important character in this Dragon Ball universe, in my unbiased opinion. He turned Super Saiyan for the first time and had his best showing against Android 19. And what did they do afterwards? They let Android 18 break his arm. He stepped into that hyperbolic time chamber and came out a beast, but they still didn't let him have that win against Cell. And here just recently, he was set up to take Frieza out, but they had to let Goku get the finish. What are we doing? Frieza literally killed this man, so this was the time to give him his redemption, and you didn't let it happen. You know what? I'm going off on a tangent here. We're talking about DLC characters, so let's get back to it. But you know what? It's actually still all on topic, because Bardock is in the game. Bardock was never a king, and he got his own movie. Bardock was just a dude. He was just Goku's dad. This is King Vegeta, who was the leader of all of the Saiyans, but they just treat him like a scrub. We barely know anything about this man. He's dead, but Vegeta still calls himself Prince Vegeta. If your dad's dead, bro, you're the king. If he's not calling himself King Vegeta out of respect for his dad, tell us that. I guess it all boils down to this. We got characters like Dr. Wheelo on the base roster, but somebody like King Vegeta, nah, it's too much. Scratch him. We can't get him in there. Even if you made his moveset very similar to Vegeta's, I would have been completely fine with it. I just needed him on this roster so I could beat Bardock down with him. And Frieza. Would have been a good time, but that's it for the Vegetas, y'all. I promise. Let's go ahead and move on to our next character. Now, Dragon Ball characters got some love on this roster, but really, not much at all. And I feel like if you're going to put characters like Kid Goku on the roster, and you got creative story in this thing, so you got to put some of his most iconic villains in the game with it. And they missed, I think, who is the biggest one, and that is King Piccolo. We are living in the Dragon Ball age of Piccolos. My boy finally got his Super Saiyan form. I guess a Super Namek, but Orange Piccolo is pretty much like a Super Saiyan Namek. Come on. But this just shows how important, how integral the Demon King Piccolo is to the Dragon Ball universe, because this all started in Dragon Ball. If it wasn't for Piccolo versus Goku in Dragon Ball, we wouldn't have Orange Piccolo today. And not only Orange Piccolo, I only named him because I love him and I was excited when they finally gave him his super form, even though he got whooped throughout that whole movie. But without the Demon King Piccolo, everything we saw happen on Planet Namek does not exist. The Frieza saga, forget about it. Raditz would have came to Earth, killed Goku, and canceled Christmas on that whole operation. So, hate him or love him, the Demon King Piccolo is an important character in this Dragon Ball universe, and they just left him off the roster. What are we doing? Now, the next character we have on the list, I really don't even know what to tell y'all about him, but he definitely deserved a spot because he left a big impact on this universe. I would say his impact was just as big as a hit. Now, when we met Piccolo, Goku was dead, but despite that fact, we still know Goku was a beast. And when they went one-on-one in that tournament, Piccolo took Goku to his limits and almost took him out. If Goku didn't find that weakness in his final attack, I think Piccolo would have taken him out. But Goku is Goku, and he's always going to find a way to get that win, unless he's fighting Vegeta, because Goku has never defeated Vegeta in Dragon Ball history. But Piccolo is an icon, even though he's a dead guy. So I think Piccolo did deserve a spot on this roster. Not only on this roster, they should have revived Piccolo and gave him a spot with the Z Warriors. Now sure, you got two green guys, but I still think they could have made it work. How do you leave such a great character dead? You revive everybody else? I don't get it. But let's go ahead and reveal the next character that needs to be added to the roster. Now, I said the iconic Dragon Ball villains need to be added, and this is another one. General Tao. I mean, shouts out to General Tao. You got Kid Goku in here. I think you need at least two big Dragon Ball villains, and General Tao definitely fits that suit. Now, the last character I want to see added, and this is a big one. This is probably the character I want to see added more than anybody else, because when we got that GT trailer, this is the name I was waiting for. Now, we got a lot of Vegetas confirmed in that trailer, so trust me, I walked away happy. But there was one thing I needed, and even if this character right here was added to the roster, I would have said, you know what? This thing is perfect. But how do you introduce the GT characters and you don't add Super 17? Now, I know 17 came back and had a big spot in the Tournament of Power, but my favorite version of 17 is still Super 17. Some people love Dragon Ball GT, some people don't like Dragon Ball GT, some people flat out hate Dragon Ball GT. But one thing you cannot deny is Dragon Ball GT brought us some great characters. I said it earlier in the video, but I still think Super Saiyan 4 is the best version of Super Saiyan that we ever got. Now, the story might not be the best, but everybody has been clamoring for GT characters to make it into this game for a reason, and that's because they are some of the best. I'm still shocked Super 17 didn't make it on the base roster, especially because of 17's big comeback in Dragon Ball Super, but you know what? They gotta leave somebody to sell these future DLC packs, and I think this is the perfect character. The second he's added, I think I will be ready to say Dragon Ball Sparking Zero has the best roster in Dragon Ball history, so hopefully we get it before this year is out. But that's it. Those are my picks for an ultimate DLC pack for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. But adding these fighters would only make an already magnificent roster perfect. What 6 characters would y'all like to see added? Let me know in the comment section. But if you like this video and you want to see more Dragon Ball Sparking content on this channel, I need you to let me know by dropping a like on this video. Just don't forget to smash that subscribe button so you don't miss the next one. Bomb Squad, let's get to that.